I'm back on 39th place in Greenpoint. I'm waiting for the 24 bus. It should be here in the next hour, next 20 minutes. Yeah, we are. I'm out here. A lot of people you know, it was a great discussion about relationships. So very good discussion about it, and a lot of people ask me for advice about how to deal with it. Um, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of tips how to deal with relationships that you dealing with. So I talk about, they ask me questions about relationships and talk about like certain things that I'm, talking about is kind of good for you to understand and kind of get relate to what the situation is occurring to you. Um, about relationships and how you're gonna handle certain things. With me, a lot of people ask me questions about dating. I'm gonna get to that part because I really like really like the topic about that. A lot of people was like, "Would you this and that?" And I said, I came out as a heterosexual man in October 2024, right? I came out on my birthday. I identified as a heterosexual. The gender that I choose to identify as and the gender that I choose to be with is a woman. Um, would a woman accept me for that? Yeah, they would. But I will not date a woman that is ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like dealing with woman and dealing with a lot of their bullshit. You're not gonna deal with that bullshit that you're dealing with a woman. Um, the thing about women is that when you deal with their nonsense, they have a tendency to go in the closet and do some voodoo shit in your bathroom, and no, in your bedroom, and your yeah. So with me, if that was in my if I was in that position as a guy and the girl's doing that shit in my house, I'm gonna sell my house. I'll call the broker and tell him to sell my house. I'll move up my stuff in 2 weeks and get a new property. And I will not allow that in my house, like to be honest with you. And about dating with me, I would date a woman that's Methodist, a methodological woman. Like if I believe in Methodism, I believe in science, I believe in God, Even like all this thing, you know what I mean? Like with me, nah. With me I'm not gonna like deal with the nonsense. And that's how I am. That's how I am in relationship wise. But to tell you the truth, I would not no. Like in my position I would not deal with that in my lifetime. I will move out. I will move out my stuff and I will not date with somebody that does that stuff and they hide it from you for 10 years and then you move out and then I put the house for sale and I let somebody buy it and that's me. I'll put the house for sale. That's in my position. I will not practice that. I will not allow that in my house. I will put it for sale and I will not allow that to get to me as far as position wise. I would not deal with a person that's trying to break me. You feel me? But if a person's trying to break me and get to my circle where I need God, where I need my Methodism and my godliness and my Yahweh is, yeah, I'm gonna go to that path. But as far as me dealing with that nonsense, I will not deal with it. I will rebuke it and I will tell them, hell, nah, you ain't gonna introduce that. We gotta pray against that for me to be healed and for me to be better and for me to get to a place in my life where I needed help and I needed that guidance and I need that Yahweh to spiritualize me and the Yahweh to get me to a point right there. I will not allow that. I will not allow that. I will not allow that in my life, especially if I'm dating somebody that is believing that. No. And my advice to the brothers, them, to be honest with you, my advice to the brothers, them, if you're dealing with that situation, I would advise you to sell your house. Sell your damn house. Sell it. Just sell it. My advice to you brothers, sell it. Move out, get a new place. Actually, look for a place before you sell your house. Look for a new place. Do not bring that voodoo shit out your house into that new place. One thing that my family does when I'm gonna move into my new house. One thing I'm gonna do when I move into I'm gonna consecrate my house before I move in it. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Once I get a place, I'm gonna consecrate my house. I'm gonna put my little holy water and spray and anoint the bedroom and yeah, that's how my family is. Anoint the bedroom and consecrate my house. Yeah, And my closet, I'm gonna put some in my closet. I'm gonna create a prayer wall in my closet. To be honest with you, that's what I do. I would do that. Create a prayer wall in my closet. Yeah. Any prayer request I have, I just put it on a wall on my half of the closet. Yeah. And then like in my half of the closet, just do that because I'm not gonna believe in. I'm not gonna go ahead and say, all right, I'm gonna do. No, bro, I'm not. I put a prayer. I put my closet and my prayer closet right there. I will not. I will not do that. I will not do that crap where I believe in certain. Nah, I'm Methodism. I believe in Methodism and I believe in science. I believe in God. I'm not with that voodoo stuff. To be honest with you, a lot of celebrities that I talk to, they asked me that question. I said, And they asked you, what would I do in that position? I would sell my house and move out my stuff. I'll buy a place first before I move out my shit. And then I'll go to that other location and stay. You feel me? And let the girl keep the house. Yeah, let she do whatever she want to do. And let the girl keep the house. Right. And I'll just transfer everything over to her. That's it. Yeah. I would not do that shit though. Like, that's the advice I would give to a person that that going through the same situation. And I just leave. I just leave because I don't feel like, to be honest with you, I don't feel in that position. I don't feel like things ain't going my way if I want it to go my way. But I feel like in my position, I'm not gonna allow that demon to get to my position where that demon is attacking me in my life and allow that devilish shit to get to me. No. So in my position, I would not do it. I would not do it. I would not allow it. I would not even interact with it. I just said to myself, no, So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go there when it comes onto that situation. So, I try my best to leave it at that. I try my best not to get involved and not to go into that position where, I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna allow that to get to me and allow that demon to get to me as far as putting myself out there. So yeah, and and as far as my business is concerning, when it comes to my business, I ain't gonna allow no woman to put no voodoo in my business either. I will rebuke that shit. What I would do when I get my storefront, I'm gonna consecrate my storefront and put holy water in my storefront. Put a holy water in my storefront. To be honest with you, put a holy water. Put that holy. I got my Aunt Kara. She a prayer where I called her up and said, listen, I need some prayer in my store, man. I said, Auntie Karen, call. I'm gonna call. Come. There's some voodoo shit going on with that shit right here. I said, come pray. You know what I'm saying? Right, you know what I'm saying? Right, come pray. No. My friend would not allow that shit, though. Real talk. No. My friend was like, come pray. We're gonna pray. Nah, come pray. Yeah, so that's me. Nah, I'm not with that. To be honest with you, I'm not. Come pray. Yeah. I'll come pray. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's me. That's me, though. That's me, Not into that shit right now. I'm not into that shit. So that's what I'm talking about. So we at 39th place and Greenpoint Avenue waiting for the bus. The bus is supposed to be in 8 minutes. It's all the way in Brooklyn. It's all the way in Greenpoint, Brooklyn right now. It's all the way towards the last stop. So he's gonna get here in 8 minutes. So all right. So I'm out. Yeah.